Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our entry level to Megabase Let's Play. So at the end of last episode we just got the start of our mall up and running, and that is actually producing quite a bit of items, and that is exactly what I want to see. So for this episode I would like to expand our mall a bit. This is running as intended. And other than that, we kind of want to set up some of the new things we need down the line. So, first things first, let's start by adding 2 new items to the main bus. One thing I want to get on it is stone. Oh, 3 things I want to get on it, to be honest. I want to get stone on the bus, I want to get steel, and I want to get bricks on the bus. That way we have pretty much all of the standard resources going down this way. So we might just add them to these 3, just one of each for now. I think that will be fine. So if we look at our setup up here, we might want to do it on the left side for a setup. So let's just mark out 4 spots for what's it called? Or copper. So we have 4 spots of that. So that will be 1. Let's do it correctly so I don't mess this up. 2 and 3. So now that at least looks correct, we just need to remove some of the things we had times 2. So that means this one right here and this one going directly down through this one, which is an issue, but we'll just have to move the coal over and go in somewhere else. So let's just take the coal out first, get the rest of this set up so it's connected up correctly. Not that we're gonna fill it in yet, but oh, something messed up completely right there. Let's just go back to where we had it before, because I completely misaligned that one. So let's just steal this one again. Or to be honest, let's do this. Let's just steal one that's a bit easier to see. And that is the one right over here. So let's steal this one, because that one don't have anything overlapping. So 1, 2, 3. So that fits in the 4 belts of copper we need. Then we need probably a small amount of room to hook up the rest. But let's just set this up first. Hopefully we have enough on us to at least get this one down through, because having this set up will help us a lot in the future. Then over here, let's just clear out the stone and let's get ready to set up a few things. We can leave a few spaces here to get the stone through. So we can have like a bit of room for belts. Let's just say 3 belts might be overkill, but let's just have it for now. And then we'll expand this one over, setting 1 for stone right here. And is that able to jump now, this gap? We'll do 2, and that way we can jump the gap right here. Saying that we want stone in this one. And down here we'll just throw a stone and then bricks through here. And then on the last one over here, let's make a steel setup. Just marking out the area. And let's get some science up and running as well, just to get things going. That can wait a long time. What am I missing to go further down the chain? Okay, so we need this one. Let's go into oil, that goes into plastic. Wow, you get it so fast in vanilla. So there's the plastic parts, just kind of going. And then we can just clear out a bit of this. So to set up a steel one, is gonna be a bit different than on normal setups. We'll still have the inputs on the side. We'll still have our furnaces. But since steel is made up of 5 iron plates and it takes 5 times as long to do, then you can pretty much move them into over here, or just move it over. And the way I normally do it is by doing this little setup. We can get a long-handed to pick him up. Let's just do one side first so I can show you what I've planned. Just like this. 2 in. So this will grab coal and iron into these, like we do over here. Then this one will move the iron plates over to this one. But that means that this one will lack coal. So what we can do quite easily is just do some undergrounds here and have coal coming in on a belt and adding that into our furnaces just like that. This setup should work without a hitch. And to be honest, I think we can actually do coal just right here filling both sides. But let's try and keep it with a design we know for now. That's gonna fill a lot. Now we could try something different this time. Just getting coal and iron by itself and then moving it over. I don't think there's any issues by doing that. But we will know in just a few minutes if something bad is gonna happen. So just clearing out a few trees. As you all know, I think Captain of Sky said it as well. The trees are our worst enemy, since we can't really just tear them up. They are always just there, at least until we get some robots. So now we can power all of this. We can actually power with just 2 poles like this. And then copy it down the way we want it to. Let's see. That will be output steel going down. And then we just need to merge it together somewhere up here. Can pretty much jump in the coal, or we can actually steal it the same way as we do over here. Just going into this one instead. That might actually not be too bad. So what if we do this? That means we'll just have coal coming in all the way to the left. That might actually not be a bad idea, guys. So instead of this one, we can have the coal coming in pretty much the same place, but doing something like that to continue along. That's gonna be quite good. Then we can split out the iron right here. To be honest, it's not really needed yet, since we can't support that much. But for now, I think it'll be fine. Then we'll flip this over, put it right here, flip the belts, and then we're quite close to having steel on our bus. There we are. And go, go, go. Here and here. And since we're doing this setup, we actually forgot one thing over here. And that is adding... I might have to go grab some. But adding the coal input right here and right there. So that means we have iron ore coming in. We have coal going both ways. We have iron plates getting put over. And then we should have a nice steady steel setup. That's hopefully gonna work for what we need. So that's actually quite good. There, and a few poles. There we are. That looks good. So let's see if we can't get this up and running and work as intended. It means we just have to split off a bit more ore right here. Not ore, but coal. And that way. So now we have a pretty decent setup right here. And then just to activate it, just to see it work, we can just do this, and then we just need to get some coal all the way over here to the left. Luckily, that shouldn't be too bad. We can just take it from way back here for now. Pretty much just steal it out right here. Saying, of course, output to the right side first, since we need to go to our what's called steam engines first. So let's do this. Let's just steal a bit this way. And we're probably in an issue because none of our things below is working since this, they still are luckily, since no more coal is actually coming in at the moment. So let's just drag it this way. And get it in. Could probably have done it a better place, but let's try and be consistent with the kind of setup I want to try and make. Here to there. So that should sort out all of our coal. That should sort out most of our other things. There we are. Please go to here for now. Oh, and we forgot some power pole, it seems, when we hooked all of this up. Also just come right here, all the power poles. So now we're actually quite close to having all of this hooked up the way I wanted. Now we just need to move you guys to here. And there we are. So look at that, guys. This should, as soon as we hook up a bit of iron ore, start to produce the steel we need. Let's go this way. Let's just craft a few by hand. We will change that quite soon. But then we can just take it this way and merge it up right here. That means we now have steel on the main bus. Not a lot. We'll have to go add some more miners in just a minute to make sure we have more. But let's just check that this works and I haven't made a silly mistake somewhere. So coal goes in as it wants to. That is producing iron that goes over here. This is getting coal as well. That means we soon should have steel automated. And let's just check it out before moving on, because getting new things working is always awesome. And just like that, we are now a steel producing industry or civilization. There we go. There we have steel. Let's just merge that onto the main bus. See if we can find some place to getting it all the way over here. I know we'll need 4 of these. 4. 3, 4. Then 1, 2. Then pretty much right here as we want to merge in the steel if we want it on this lane. Mean that we have steel flowing down right here. So let's just go grab a few things from our bus. Or from our mall even. It's only really what's called inserters we have right now, but we can easily set that up for more things. So I want to leave 1 here for stack inserters, and I want 1 for filters and other things. So a good way to do this could be to leave these 4 empty for now. So see this one empty, then we'll make the next tiers right here. And I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so these can do something else. And then we can start to do what's it called? Our belts right here. If we don't need this many, we probably won't, but if we do, we can always, we can always add something else. So to set up the belts, it's pretty much the same process as before. And the cool thing about doing this is that if you remember to do it like so, you can pretty much just move these down one line when you have the next tier. I'll just show you right now, because we'll do more at the same time. That's always ideal. So let's just drag this one down first. Let's just grab ourselves some more belts. I know they're kind of stuck up here, so we'll just run up and get them. And after that is done, we can pretty much dismantle this part and hook up them all. And while I remember, we'll have to hook up the coal very, very soon, or else we will run out of a lot of items down the line. But for now, it is fine. We're missing iron plates. Let's just steal that until we have it automated in just a few minutes. There we are. That means we can do red belts. Oh, not red belts here, but we can do undergrounds. We can do splitters, and we can do red belts like this. Very, very easily. Very, very efficient. There we are. And an output for these, please. And here, and buffer and buffer. Two more. Buffer and buffer. So that's pretty much the setup we need to get this running. So now to hook all of this up. First thing we need, luckily we have all the inserters we need. We have to just limit these chests for now to 1 stack, so we don't overproduce. This can be 4 stacks if you want. The same with our red one. There we are. And then we can actually hook up the rest of the things we have right here. So belt, there, here. So that actually means we have quite a few things buffered. And this is gonna start using a ton of resources. Because look at this huge setup. So this is pretty much gonna supply itself. It will leave room for the express belts. We'll get some time in the future. But this should give us all we need. So let's get some iron down this way. Let's get it merged in right here so we can start to get this one up and running. Pretty much go the same as before from middle to right there. And the same up here. Please give myself a little splitter. So probably start to remember to use all shortcuts that I for some reason always forget. And to the middle. Not that it's needed, but as I said before, it looks quite nice. Then we need the power. We went with power here, here, and there. That looks good. Now I just need to hook it up down the middle. So right here and right there. That means all of this is now active. I'm not activating any of these just yet, since I don't want to tax the system too much when we are kind of low on things we need. So let's see here. You can... Oh, don't we normally have power there? Oh yeah, I just need to put the power pole right there. So what we need to activate it is, here's the iron for you, the gear, gear, and iron. Needs green circuits as well, so that's just something we'll drag down. This doesn't up here, but this just needs the iron plate. You can just get double iron in. So there we are. That is all of our belts working. That means we are starting to craft undergrounds. And to get these, we just need to merge in some belts. But that I will wait with just a small amount, or some circuits. Because I need to go fix our coal situation up top. So yeah, let's just steal some of these so we can actually make some by hand still. But then we almost have our production sorted. Iron is still going, or steel is still going quite slow. But yeah, it's fine. It is completely fine. And now we're gonna get the rest of this up and running. There we go. Here comes the coal into our factory, and then we also need to craft some more miners to get the rest of this set up. As I'm talking, or rambling as I often do, our science is chugging along and we're already at advanced circuits in terms of research, which actually is extremely fast, if from what I remember, since I've done what's it called, Factorio for so long. It also means we can dismantle all of this jazz. And that means we can start to set up some more miners up here. These are almost empty. So let's just hook up these. Let's do from up here so we can easily manage it. There we are. So that should give us some more things flowing in. Let's dismantle this old setup. That's not really useful anymore. Oh, and we have too many things, but that we can easily get rid of by just throwing it into these. Please take that. You can take the coal as well. And that had completely limited most of our production. But that's what happens once in a while. So let's see here. This is flowing in nicely. We can just make a ton more miners just to get the rest of this hooked up. There we are. Let's go the opposite way then. Let's put in some belts, since that is the one thing we're missing. And let's see if we can't get a full belt flowing. There we are. Here is some power for you. And get a few this side as well. We'll probably have to go check on our power soon, though it looks quite okay. But I always keep an eye on it just in case we run out. Also, I don't know if you guys know, if you hold down the mouse button and run, it will always place a pole at the maximum area. Or if you're trying to power things, it will always place a pole. So you have power to the whole row you're going down, so it never misses out any. So that's actually a really nice feature, and one I'm very much enjoying. Let's just fix this. Take from this side first, and you'll take from that side first, just so we can empty out these sides and get some miners free again, because that would be quite nice. So that's a full belt of ore. These are not needed yet, but let's just hook them up to get it running. There we are. Let's dismantle the rest of these. Pick up this coal that I tried to be smart with, and just end up throwing all over the ground. So now we have almost cleaned up our entire mess here from the start. and things are flowing in nicely this way. Here's some coal for you as well, just to get rid of it. And then we're quite good on the steel as well. That means we can start to just drag this one down. Add it to the main bus. Let's see the start from over here so we can hit it at the right spot. And we have more than enough room to hook up our other things. This does look like we have no room, but trust me, we'll only use those when we go further down the main bus. And at that point, we will have more than enough room. Oh, look at that. I pretty much timed it. But there comes the steel that we can continue down with along the main bus. And if we go down and look at our mall, we should have a nice build up of belts. And now we just need to hook in the rest of this. And then we are good to go. So let's drag you down. Let's hook you up the same place as before. Pretty much just steal this setup from here and add it to... What is a good place to do it? We want to make room for something else, so you can just come in maybe from the top. This one came from in here instead. So let's do the same and make it right here. There we are. Green, green on the ground to here. And then we'll just grab a few underground belts, which we should have an entire stack of soon. If this is at least working, and iron is the issue because this belt has turned completely the wrong way. Wonder how that happens. That pretty much stopped our entire production over here. But now it's working. We can collect a ton of belts around the place. Let's just steal it from right here. And then this will start to produce for us. We are a bit behind in terms of making them in the mall, since we kind of messed up a bit, or I did at least. But now we should be good. And then we can just pretty much hook up the green circuits right here. And be ready. Oh yeah, that was correct. I was like, am I making a mistake? I'm not. Going down this way. And we can then grab these with a long-handed inserter to right there. So look at that, guys. This is perfect. That means we have all the first tier items being made. We have inserters made. We have all the other things made. And now the last thing we kind of need to get down here is just a stone and or brick. But as stone is one of the one of the easiest things to get, I think we'll get that next. So to spend a lot more resources, since, oh, I messed up somewhere. Let's take these out. Don't know how they got on the belt. Or I could probably guess. Oh, how did I turn all these things? Do you guys know? I can't really remember that I changed these. Oh, strange. And they are probably messing up some things around the base, as you can see. The same right. Oh, that's not the same here, but there they are. And that's why you have to watch out with mixing belts. But now at least we have hopefully cleaned it up. It didn't spread too far along the lines. And now we can pretty much just grab all that we need. It doesn't matter that it doesn't run at constantly, since we don't need them that often. So let's just hook up these as the last thing this episode, so we have everything running as intended. And right here we'll do it as well. Get some belts in between. We'll need to get some power poles. We don't have enough, so that just means we have to grab the steel. So let's do that as the last thing. Fixing our steel to come down here. So let's do 1, 2. So steel will be right here. if I've counted correctly at least, we'll hit the steel line. And look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. So there we are. Very good. And our science is just chugging along with no care in the world. So there, and there. That should power this entire area, as you can see. So that is actually a nice coverage even. So I think this is a somewhat good place to stop. Hooking up the last one of these, hooking up this one. That'll make us fast this splitters. Then we'll just do one of these. Will make us, let's give it a speed one. Will give us our fast transport belt. And up here we'll just give it a slow one. There we are. So if you enjoy watching me do this, do give me a like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And thank you so much for all of you that did it in the first episode. That was amazing. It was way more than I thought it was going to be. So it was quite overwhelming. So thank you a lot for that. But with that, I'll say thank you so much for watching. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye guys.